All right. So what's been happening so far is we did the linear inequality, right? Without with a straight line, right? One variable and two variable. Last time we did a quadratic, but two variable. Okay. Today we're gonna work on one variable for quadratic. Okay. The method is very different. Okay. So that's why I leave it till today. Okay, to do it. Okay, so let's look at page 65, our first question here. So if it's a quadratic, that means that it will look like a parabola, right? When it's equal to 0, right? If you remember from quadratic equation, okay? So quadratic equations, it will look like this, right? ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So when we find the answer to that, it represents the x-intercept on the graph. Okay, fill that in. If you solve an equation, right, for a quadratic equation, you find the x-intercept. X-intercept, we have other names. Does anyone remember? We have two other names that represent the same thing. Anyone remember the other two names? X-intercept can also be called, Geoffrey, do you remember?
No.
Okay, Aaron, how about you? You can check the notes. Quadratic equation. X-intercept are also called what? Yeah, Anya.
Zeros and roots.
Yes, very good. Okay, so quick review, right? Please fill this in. Zeros and roots. All right. So they are called the zeros because it's the places when the y equal to 0. Okay, x-intercept means y becomes the zeros, right? And the roots because you sometimes you need to do square roots, right, to find it. All right, so it represents the x-intercept. So let's draw that, right? If it equal to 0. So for example, like here, this is a parabola. Then these two places are the places when it equal to 0, right? When the equation has equal to 0. So now if I replace that equal sign with inequality, so if we have greater than 0, that means we're looking for the part when the graph is above, okay? Above the x-intercept or above the x-axis. So if you look at the graph, the part that is above the x-axis will be these two lines, right? The part I'm shading in, right, with the purple color. That part is for greater than 0, right? Above the x-axis. So that means less than 0 will be representing which part of the graph now? Cat? If it's less than 0, what does it mean?
Below.
Yeah, below what?
The x-axis.
Yes. Or x-intercept, right? Intercept. Okay, or below the x-axis. So that will be this red part. That's for less than 0. Okay. So you can use different color, okay, to show what it means. So of course, if it's open down, it will be the other way around, okay? I'll just draw it open down. So if the parabola goes open down, then the green is the equal to 0, right? The green is the equal to 0. And then for the above, will be this part. Okay, and then for the below will be the 2 sticking out, right? 2 sticking out. So that's less than 0. This is greater than 0. Okay, that's all. So that's the idea here. Okay, we are using what we learn in quadratic function to help us figure out greater than 0 and less than 0. So can you raise your hand after you copy everything so far? And then we're gonna try a question together, all right? So just remember, greater means above, less means below, equal means on the x-axis. Okay, Henry, you finished copying?
I just need like 1 more minute. I'm just finishing it up.
Okay, no problem. Raise your hand when you're done. Okay, let's continue, right? So our first question here, you have a quadratic function, right? So, and then this one, you have greater and equal to 0. So this tells us is above and on x-axis, because it has an equal sign, right? Greater means above, equal means on the x-axis. So we're looking for the part where the graph, right? The left side is the graph, the parabola, right? Parabola, yeah, the parabola that is above and on the x-axis. So this method is called graphing the roots, all right? So we start by graphing this. Graphing the roots, we need to find the roots. Remember, the roots are the x-intercept, okay? So step 1, let's do it here, okay? Step 1, is to graph the roots. Okay. So we need to find the roots. Okay, actually, let's change this, okay? Instead of graphing the roots, find the roots first, okay? We need to find it before we can graph it, right? Find the roots. Roots are also called the x-intercept, okay? So to find the roots, we make it equal to 0. So to solve a quadratic equation, we learn 5 methods, right? We have the GCF, cross factor, isolate variable, complete square, right? Quadratic formula. So you can choose whatever you want, okay? I would suggest start with factoring, right? Factoring, or if it's possible to factor, will be faster. Quadratic formula, you need to sub it into the square roots, okay? So usually we use quadratic formula if it's like a decimals or large numbers, right? So try with the factoring first. This one doesn't have GCF, So we're gonna just go straight to cross factor. So I'll let you do this part. Factor this equal to 0, and please find out the two roots. Okay, you should get two different roots. Please raise your hand after you found the two roots. Okay, we could use GCF, we could use cross factor, and isolate. Okay, if you forgot what they mean, you can go back and check the quadratic equation chapter, complete square, and quadratic formula. Okay, 5 ways to solve. Okay, if you found the two roots, please raise your hand. Okay, is there anyone doesn't know how to factor this? Let me know.
Wait, are we using the cross multiply, right?
Yeah, we're using the cross multiply. Okay, let's check the pairs that you choose, or let's check the roots. Okay, Henry, what are the roots that you found?
2.5 and -1.
2.5 and -1. Okay, and let's check the factors that we have. Naomi, what's the first bracket?
X plus 1
X plus 1, okay,
and 2x minus 5.
and 2x minus 5, like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's see. So that means you have x and 1, 2x and 5, and -5, 2x. That's your choice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but if that's the case, then the first two, x times 2x, doesn't make -2x squared. Right, because the first, on the left side, right, they should multiply equal to the first term.
Change the negatives from the 5 to the 2.
Okay, so we make negative 2x and positive 5. Okay, so if we do that, cross multiply, then it will match the middle. Okay. So that means our factor will be negative 2x plus 5 and x plus 1. How's everyone else doing? Angeline, Geoffrey, Mackenzie. You guys okay? Did you get the same rules, Tony and Wilson?
Yep.
Okay. So once we got the roots, okay, then we can graph them. So we're going to graph the roots on the x-axis, okay? So we make an axis, x and y axis, just approximate, okay? So 2.5, so 1, 2, 3, this is 3, right? So 2.5 will be in the middle. So that's our first root. And then the other one is at -1. So that's on the left side. And then we need to draw the parabola. So will this parabola to be going to be opened up or opened down? Mackenzie, what do you think? Is this parabola open up or down?
It is up. It
Open
is
up,
open up.
up or
Open
down?
up
Open up, how
Up.
do you know?
because it is greater or equal to 0.
That greater and equal to 0 is for later, okay, not for now. We're not looking at that right now. What's determining the open ups or down? Which number controls that?
I don't know.
Okay, Geoffrey, do you know? How do we tell if it opens up or down?
I forgot.
All right. Anyone remember quadratic functions? What controls open up or down? Henry, do you remember?
I forgot.
If we have a function y equals to -2x squared plus 3x plus 5, we have the a, b, c, right? This is the a, this is the b, this is the c. How do we tell opens up or down? Tony, do you remember?
I'm not too sure.
Okay, Kat?
Is it if A is negative, it goes down, and if A is positive, it goes up?
Very good, thank you. Okay, so if you guys forgot this part, you can write this down, okay? A greater than 0 opens up. This is from the quadratic function, okay? A less than 0 opens down. So back to you, Mackenzie. Is this one open up or down?
Still open up.
Why? Mackenzie, can you keep your mic on?
It is greater than 0.
Which number? Which number controls open up and down? A, B, or C?
C.
I wrote it over here. Can you read it out? A greater than 0.
A
Can you
greater
say
than
it
0
out?
is open
A
up.
greater than 0. Mackenzie. Can you repeat after me? A greater than 0 opens up.
A greater than 0 is open up.
Okay, and then bottom one?
A less than 0 is open down.
Yeah, okay. So what's controlling open up or down?
I'm not sure.
What you just said, right? It's A, the value for A. Okay, if A is greater than 0, it will tell you open up. Is less than 0, it will open down. Okay, do you know where to find the value for A here?
Also it's opens down.
You look at this function, okay? What's the value of A?
-2,
What about B?
3,
C?
5.
Okay, which number controls our open up or down?
I still don't get it.
Which number is the A?
-2.
Okay, so is that number greater than 0 or less than 0?
Less than 0.
Okay, so if A is less than 0, what does that mean?
Opens down.
Okay, that's how you tell, all right? Okay, so we determine whether open up or down. So this case, we don't care the vertex, okay? Just need to decide if it opens up or down, and then we draw the graph. Going through the roots, that's all, okay? So of course, vertex is somewhere here, but I don't need to know where they are, okay? After you got the parabola and the roots, now you look at the inequality that we circle, right? The question says greater and equal to 0. So that means we are interested in the above and on. Okay, above and on. So I'll use the highlighter, right? If it's above, it'll be this part. Right, this is the above. And then the on is the roots, the two green dots. So that section is the answer we want to have, we want to keep, okay? So the other part you could ignore, right? You could cross it out, we don't care, right? That's not the answer, okay? So how do we write out the final answer? So when we state our answer, you have to say the X is everywhere in between the two green dots, right? Because you see the pink line, the part that we shaded is connecting the two green dots, right? The two roots. The one on the left side is -1, so I put -1 on the left. The one on the right side is 2.5. And, and the answer is everything in between them, right? So greater than -1, less than 2.5. So this is for above, but also on it, so we need to put equal, right? Equal means includes the green ones. So your answer, you have to state it like this. You use the graph to decide which section, okay, you want to use as your answer. But then when you write your answer in the homework, right, you have to write it like that. Okay, is there any question how we get to here? Please raise your hand if you understand. If any steps here is not clear, okay, you have to let me know. I'll try to explain in more detail, okay?
How do we know that if it's opened up? I still don't understand.
Okay.
Or open down.
Yeah, so you look at the general form. You have to Look at this one.
Yes.
You see I circled it, right? The red circle, right?
Yeah.
That one is called a general form.
Yes.
And then you look at the values of A, B, C. Which one is A, B, C?
It's 2x or negative 2x, and B is 3 and C is 5.
Okay, A is just -2, no X.
Yeah, negative 2. Yeah.
Okay, so to decide open up or down, you only look at A.
Oh, okay.
So if A is greater than 0, what does that mean?
If A is greater than 0, then it will go up,
Opens up, right?
open up.
Yeah,
Okay.
and wrote it down there, right? And then the next sentence.
And then when 0 is greater than A, then
is. Start with A. A
oh,
less
A
than 0.
smaller than 0, then it'll go down.
Open
down.
down. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's how you determine. So for this question, what's the A?
The A is negative 2.
Is that greater than 0, less than 0?
Less than 0.
What does that mean?
So it opens down.
That's why it opens down here.
Okay.
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 Then now,
Yeah.
so every question you have to change it to general form first. A lot of time the questions are not in general form, so you got to move it. Okay, put them in order so you can get the correct ABC. Right. So you start with step 1, but before all the steps, you have to turn it into general form. Okay, and then you find the roots and then graph the roots. Okay, Aaron, do you have questions? Mackenzie?
Oh yes, I have a question.
Yeah, what's the question?
For the first part, to find roots the x, how do you find it?
How do we find the 2x? These two numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know how we get the 2 brackets above?
Yes. Yes.
So up to there, you're okay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So once you get here, you just make each bracket, like first bracket equal to 0, and then solve for x. Do you know how to solve for x here?
Oh yeah, x is -1 for that one.
Yes, okay. And then you do the same thing for the other bracket, -2x plus 5 equal to 0. Do you know how to solve for x here?
Yes.
How?
So you isolate the x.
Which one need to move?
So so it is 5 over -2 and equals 2.5.
Which one needs to move over to the right side first? You want to
5.
isolate the x, right? You need to move which number?
5.
Yeah, so 5 goes to the right side becomes
5 over -2.
so move the 5 first, right? One at a time. You're doing 2 things, okay? 5 goes over, it becomes
-5.
yeah. And then what do you do next?
Oh, and divide by -2 on
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah, and then you divide by -2. So it takes 2 steps, okay? So -5 over -2 give you 5 over 2. And that is the same as 2.5.
Oh, got it. Got it.
Okay, yeah. So each bracket, you have to turn it into 2 brackets and then solve each one. Wilson,
Okay, thank you.
questions? Yeah, you're welcome. Wilson, any questions? Okay, so we're gonna try these 2 questions at the bottom. Okay, so you start with change to general form, okay, before you do step 1. When you move things, okay, remember you don't need to flip the inequality sign. All right, so let's see if you you get to the roots first, okay? We'll make sure everyone got the correct roots before we do step 2. So once you found the roots, please raise your hand. Okay, Cat, what is the general form?
X squared minus 10x plus 21
Is
is great
less than,
less than 0.
yeah, less than or equal to 0. Okay. Yeah, when you read the sign, you always read from the left side, right? When we read sentence, we read from left to right. So on the left side is less, on the right side is greater, right? So left side is less than the 0, and then the right side. Okay, when you are finding the roots, you pretend it's equal, okay? You ignore the inequality, right? Because roots means it's on the x-axis. If it's on it, there's no inequality. This one is factorable, okay? You don't need a quadratic formula.
21, not 20.
Oh, 21. Thank you. Okay. Okay, if you got the 2 roots, please raise your hand. Okay, Isabella, have you factored it?
Yeah,
Okay, what are the 2 factors?
x times minus 7 and x times minus 3.
There's no times, just
Oh,
x minus 7 and the other one?
x minus 3.
X minus 3, okay. So the 2 roots are, Wilson? What are the 2 roots?
I'm not quite sure how to find the roots. I forget.
Did you get the 2 brackets?
Wait, is it like, do you cross multiply them? Like, do you multiply?
No, if you multiply, you'll get back to the original question. Okay. Did you find the two brackets here? X minus 7, X minus 3.
Yeah, but like, what are you asking me to do for like, the brackets?
After brackets, you solve each bracket equal to 0 to find the X. Do you understand what I mean, Wilson?
I think I did do this before. I forget how to do it. Can you like review it really quickly?
Yeah.
Because I remember doing it before.
Yeah, we just did the review. Right here, okay? Do you see on the screen right now? Let me highlight it. You have two brackets, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see how to do it now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can we go back to the one at the bottom?
Yeah, we are here. So what are the roots?
X equals to 7 for the first one, positive 7.
Yeah,
And then for the second one, X equals to 3.
yeah. Okay, very good. Okay. Yeah, sure, and yeah, okay. X equal to 7. And the other one is 3. Okay, we'll move on to step 2. Okay, step 2, you need to graph the roots. Okay, and then you look at this inequality. Okay, think about what does it mean. Okay, are we looking for above or are we looking for below? Okay, and is this parabola open up, open down? Okay, those were the things we talked about in the example at the top, right? So make a graph and then state your answer at the bottom, okay? Okay, if you got a final answer, please raise your hand. Okay, Henry. Okay, so we have one root at 3, one root at 7, okay, Mackenzie, is it open up or down for this one?
It just open up
Because
1 greater than 0.
very good. Okay, you got it. So open up, let's draw that out. Okay, open up. Okay, and anyone else? If you got a final answer, please raise your hand. Okay, now we got a graph that is opened up. What do we do next now? Bernice, what should we do now?
Pardon?
What should we do after we got a graph?
Write the answer.
How do we do that?
You
Do we want above or below?
Hmm?
Do we want the part that is above x-axis or below the x-axis?
below,
How do you know that?
because it's actually I don't really know.
Not sure, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, that's okay. We need to find out where's the problem, right? How do we know, like for the previous question, how do we know we want the pink part, the above part? Do you remember?
Because it's above the x-axis because it's greater than 0.
Yeah, you look at the original question, right? Look at the question, the general form. Look at here, right? Look, right? You look at that, and that tells you whether we want above or below. The rule come from here. Greater than 0 means above, less than 0 means below. Okay, so back to here. Do we want
Oh, the bottom,
okay, because
it's the 0 is greater.
you have to read from the left side, less than 0.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So below and on, okay, it has an equal sign. Okay, on x-axis. Equal means on it, okay, less than means below. All right, so let's have someone to shade, okay, to shade the part that we want. So Aaron, yeah,
Do you shade the bottom part?
okay, can you show me?
Like the
Yeah, I'll approve you. Yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead. Oh, very good. Oh, you have same color as mine. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So that would be this part. Yeah, very good. Good shading. Okay. Can you help me clear the shading that you got?
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, you got the full control of my screen. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, that's okay. That's good. Okay, so you got the bottom part. That will be here. So the part that we don't want, we can cross it out. Okay, I don't want that. The question doesn't want that. Okay, so please write out the final answer to describe that section. Okay, if you finish that, please raise your hand. Everything in between 3 to 7. Okay, how do you write it in the box? Okay. Everything between 3 to 7. Okay, Tony, have you got the answer?
For what?
For this one, the one in the red box, what do we put in there?
We put like the -1, negative, wait, hold on. 7 is greater than equal to x, and then it's 3 smaller than or greater than equal to x.
Which one? Decide which one. Less than or greater?
I mean less than.
Okay, less than and equal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So if it's in between, remember you have to write it like this. Smaller number on the left side, bigger number on the right side, okay? You put x in the middle. The direction is always open to the right, okay? If you are talking about in between, it's always open because you're going from small to big. So this is the smallest, right? And then the middle one, and then the biggest. Okay, you go line up in order. Okay, any questions? Anyone have trouble with this one? This one is basically same as the one we did on the top, except it's open down. Right, the other one open down, this one open up, even though it's still in between. Okay, let's look at question B. We'll do one more before we take a break, right? So question B has some brackets, right? So you got to expand the brackets first, turn it into general form, right? Make everything to one side, okay? There'll be something, 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 right? Greater than 0, okay? Before you begin your step 1, okay? Right, so please simplify everything first, turn it into general form. Once you got the general form, we'll check that first, okay? So raise your hand after you got the general form. Okay, you can raise your hand if you have the general form. Okay, Angeline, what's your general form look like?
3x squared minus 26x plus 48 is greater than 0.
Okay. Thank you. Henry, can you double check that?
Yeah, I got the same thing.
Same thing? Okay. Let's check. Tony, how about you? Do you have the same?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So that one, okay. So you can start on finding the roots, okay? So 3x squared minus 26x plus 48 equal to 0. This one is still factorable, okay? If it's not factorable or you find it too difficult to factor, then you could use the quadratic formula, okay? All right, so please raise your hand after you found the two roots. Okay, please raise your hand if you have the two roots. The left side doesn't have much choice, right? Left side has to be 3x and x, okay? It's the right side that might take a little bit longer, right? Okay, Geoffrey, are you still looking for the factors?
Yeah.
Okay. Wilson, have you found the factors yet?
No,
Let's try what you got so far, okay? What have you tried? What numbers for 48?
me?
Yeah. What numbers have you tried for the 48?
6 and 8, does that work?
6 and 8, okay, let's find out, okay? How do I know if it works?
6 times 8 equals to 48.
Yeah, and then how do we know that's the pair that works?
I'm a bit confused. What do you mean by the pair that works?
You have to cross multiply
Right.
to make the middle. Do you know how to check?
Yeah, I do, but isn't 3 times 8 24?
Mm-hmm.
So then that would that be wrong or right?
So would that make up negative 26?
No, definitely not.
Okay, so we gotta try other ways, right? So
Right.
how else can you make 48?
Let me see. Can you do negatives?
Sure, yeah.
Hmm.
So what number?
Could we do 24 and 2?
So 24 and 2, okay. So if
No,
we
that also wouldn't work.
okay, so that's out.
Um, so we have to make 26 and then,
Negative 26.
yeah, negative 26. Wait. You can do 16 and 3. Yeah, no, I'm clueless. I don't know. I don't know the two factors.
Okay, 16 and 3. This will make you what? How many x?
9x and 16x.
So together is
29.
eh?
Wait, no, sorry. No, 24 if you add it together.
24.
Oh no, wait, no, 25. Oh god.
25.
Yeah, 25. Sorry. That's my bad.
Better, right? It's closer to 26 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you gotta keep trying. And we want negative, right? We want to have negative 26 instead of positive 26. Henry, have you found it? Found the pair?
Not yet. I still don't know which one is
Wow.
the right one.
Okay, Mackenzie, what's the pair that you used?
What?
How did you factor? What are the factors that you found? Huh? What's inside your first bracket?
And 3x minus 8.
So -8. And the other one?
And the minus 6.
-6.
Yes.
Okay. Let's try that, okay? So -6 times 3 give you -18x. -8 times x is -8x. They add together, give you -26x. Okay? So that gives you the two brackets. So factoring, right? If it's really taking that long on the test, right? You probably won't be able to finish the in time. So if you find it takes too long, then you go to quadratic formula. Okay, otherwise you keep trying, right? Can find it. So from here, let's get the two roots. Okay, Tony, what are the roots then?
Didn't we already find the roots?
We found the factors only.
Oh, I didn't really do it from here.
Let me know. Okay.
Okay. Would that be just 8 and 6?
6 is right, but not the 8. How do you find the other one? What's in the first bracket?
The first bracket is 3x minus 8.
So you have to take that, make it equal to 0.
Okay. So that if I plus 8 on both sides, and 3x would equal to 8.
Mr. Jason,
Yep.
can I go to the bathroom?
Sure. Yep.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so 8 is divided by 3 equals 2.7 this one.
You can just write 8/3.
8
Otherwise,
over 3.
I'm
Yeah.
going over, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to graphing the roots. You need to think about, does it open up or open down? Okay, once you figure that out, then think about, does the question want us to shade above or below? Okay, so 2 questions here. Open up or down, above or below, all right? So once you figure all that out, then you can write your answer, okay? So do the shading and write your final answer. This one is a little bit tricky, okay, but I'll let you try anyway. A little bit different, okay, from the other 2 that we did. But I'll let you try. Yeah, you can raise your hand after you wrote out your final answer. Eight over 3 is about 2 point something, right? So I just put it here. 8 over 3, 6 will be on the right side. We have the roots. Okay, so let's answer the first part. Is it open up or open down? Bernice, is it open up or down?
Opens up
Because
because the numbers is greater than 0.
which number are you looking
Oh,
at?
sorry. A is greater than 0.
A is
5.
5?
Oh wait. Oh,
What?
3, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, okay, good. So this one is our A, okay? And you look at general form, right? So 3 is the A, which is positive, right? Greater than 0, open up. So let's make a graph, opens up, going through the 2 rooms. All right, next question is to determine, do we want above or below? Okay, Naomi, do we want above or below?
Above.
How do you know?
Wait, I forgot.
No, look at what we did before. We had 2 examples before this, right?
Yeah.
You look at here, right? This one, the previous question we had below and on, because it has an less than equal, right? Look at this one, above and on. This one is greater than equal. Okay, that's how we determine. So for this question, what do you think?
Above,
How do you know?
because it's greater than.
Yes, okay. Do we want the part that is on the x-axis?
No,
Okay, yeah, because?
because it's not equal.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so it only has greater than. So we only want above. Okay, we don't want the on. Okay, let me change that, above. X-axis. Okay, we don't want the equal part. Okay, so let's have someone to do the shading now. Okay, which part of the graph is above? Okay, and yeah, can you do the shading on the screen? Okay, very good. Okay, so please help me erase the shading. Thank you. Okay, so that will be this part. Okay, but because we want to disclose the one on the x-intercept, right? So we put an empty circle. Okay, we don't want to include those 2 points. So above will be here, but not including the green dots. Okay, the pink shading is our answer. So that's the part where it's different from the other question. The other question only has one line, right? In between, right? Only one line. But this one has 2 separate lines. So when you write your answer, you cannot write it the same way. You have to write 2 different answers. One is for the one on the left side. The other one is for the one on the right side. 2 separate answers. So let's start with the one on the right side, okay? This one. So the pink line starts with 6, right? And moving on to the right side, right? Moving towards to the right. So it'll be getting bigger. So we say x greater than 6. So that's the first answer, okay? You have to put a comma separate. And the other answer is on the left side. Okay, what do you think we should do to write the left side? Valerie?
X is less than 8/3.
Yeah, x is less than 8/3. Okay, so remember this question, we don't need to put an equal because we don't need to include the green dots, okay? The question only wants the above x-axis.
I have a question.
Yeah, Shanier?
When you're writing it like for the 2 like answers, can you write or in between? Like
Yeah, you can write or, yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah.
It's okay, yeah, you can put comma or you can write or, yeah. Any other questions? So you will get 2 kinds, okay? Doesn't matter open up or down at the end, it's either in between or the one that you need to write 2 answers, 2 separate, okay? Because it's either open up, either above or below, right? Okay, let's have a break and we'll start the class again at 3:05. All right, if you still have any question about these 3 examples, let me know. And yeah, after the break, we'll look at some more questions.